spark was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
How are you? Good morning. Good morning. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. I'm coming to you from Studio C. Yes. That's where we're north. I would say north of the Mason-Dixon line, but you guys could get really upset over that. So maybe it's best you not. Hi, Diane. Diane, quit getting kicked out of stuff, all right? All right already? I mean, everywhere she goes, she gets kicked out. That's just a joke. It's just a joke. Good morning, Diane. I'm your host, BKP. I will be back in Studio A. Well, I don't know. I kind of like this. This is okay. I'm enjoying this. So I told you my mom has a Trump table over here. So I showed you the Pennsylvania 45 supports Trump. It's never been out of the package, okay? This is another one. Well, now that I'm doing it on live TV, she's probably over in the other room watching it. But these are Trump MAGA socks. Trump MAGA socks. Never been out of the package. I just might do it. All right, so good morning. Good morning. We have a lot to cover today. Thank you for all your kind comments. I get a lot of kind comments. Even if you're over there on YouTube writing ugly comments, okay, do what you got to do. All right. We have, it's come to my attention that we have a couple people trolling the YouTube channel and writing ugly comments. And I appreciate you for making me aware of that. So anyhow, 8 o'clock, Trump is back home, right? Is today Charlie Kirk's birthday? Is that today, October 14th? And I think today, I didn't see it on the networks. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think today that he will be presenting the Medal of Freedom honor to Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica. I think that is today. Anyhow, so they're upset, well, about everything, right? But they're upset because they said this was very racist. So yesterday, my sincere apologies to my dear Italian friends and all Americans out there yesterday for not recognizing on this program yesterday was Columbus Day, right? In 1492, Columbus sailed the blue. Did I get that correct? 1492, Columbus sailed the blue. Now, yesterday, Vice President Vance put this out, number 66. Elizabeth Warren put out a X post and said, for 2 consecutive years, I have called for the return of hostages brutally kidnapped on October 7th and held in Gaza. Today is a good day. Surviving Israeli hostages are finally home and reunited, and Vice President J.D. Vance said, the president told me he did this on Indigenous Peoples Day in honor of you. You can't make that up. That's pretty good. So yesterday, it was Columbus Day. But they are, as usual, upset, saying that was a very racist comment. All right. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the elections going on and what's happening. Today is early voting. Early voting starts in Georgia today. All right. And I appreciate you. I got a message at right around 4 a.m. this morning that they were getting ready to leave to go to poll watching. So all right, I don't understand everything that you just sent out, but I'm in the loop of some text messages that are happening. But many of you are started out this morning to poll watching. So we'll talk about that. Give me some headlines here. Number 30. This is leader of the free world, President Trump. The New York Post, leader of the free world, Trump's peace triumph as Israeli hostages finally released. And then we have the Jerusalem Post, 43. The Jerusalem Post, God bless the peacemaker. All right, Donald J. Trump. That's the front page of the Jerusalem Post. Time Magazine, number 41. Even his triumph. The leader Israel needed. Okay. And here is a group picture from Egypt yesterday, number 42. Number 42. Right here is a group picture. Right there. Peace 2025. There's a video out. It's over an hour long if you're interested in going and watching it. But there's a video out where every one of these leaders wanted to shake Donald Trump's hand. Trump had a receiving line that went all the way out the door, and each one of these leaders came up and had their picture taken with President Trump yesterday in front of this Peace 2025. You can go watch that. It's very interesting. Number 46. So I can't go much further. It's already 8:10 in the morning. I can't go much further without seeing if this bothers you. Trump said yesterday morning, Marco will go down. I mean, this as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of the United States, President Trump. How do you think Marco is doing? If you were negative Marco Rubio when he started and Trump picked him for Secretary of State, if you've never liked him and it's evolved, or you still don't like him for any reason whatsoever, or you think, as the list goes on here, that he would make a great vice president with J.D. Vance, or leapfrog and be the nominee for president. Now, the guy has aspirations. He ran for office, okay? And President Trump yesterday morning in Israel actually made reference to how tough Marco Rubio said. This guy was really tough. He was a tough one. So the guy has aspirations. Would he want to wait behind J.D. Vance? So anyhow, what say you where this is concerned? Something we got to talk about today, number 47, Tomahawk missiles. Trump feels he can take the momentum out of the Middle East and parlay it right into Ukraine, Russia. They're not very happy to hear that Trump may give Zelensky Tomahawk missiles. Not at all. In fact, to the point, you've got this guy coming. Give me number 70 and 71. We'll talk about this a little later. Zelensky's coming Friday. Don't forget that. He'll be here Friday. Trump and Zelensky to meet Friday in Washington. So he is on his way. So going in, I want you to hear a rare moment that there was some praise for President Trump on MSNBC. But one thing to always watch, this is killing Minka. Minka does not, she doesn't go into the praise side of this, but video 8, the opening of Morning Joe.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Joe. It is Tuesday, October 14th.
Well, it's and wow, what a day yesterday. New York Times headline talks about hostages and prisoners freed with Gaza's path uncleared. The Wall Street Journal, Willie, talking about how Donald Trump is hailing the new Middle East. Just incredible photos there. The Daily News, finally home. What a beautiful, beautiful shot.
It's a beautiful shot with one of the hostages released after 2 years now, almost to the day, a week or so after. That's where you start with the human stories of these people coming home. Some of them did not come home. We're waiting for the remains of some of the hostages. But to see those 20 people who, as we know from interviewing some of the hostages, even last week, we had Ellie, who's written a book about his time in captivity, just describing what it was like on that day for those 2 years, knowing all they've endured, and that the hopes and prayers of their loved ones, their relatives, their country, of the world were answered by their return yesterday.
Just extraordinary images that I don't think many people thought would ever see.
Yeah, for sure. And with us, we have columnist and associate editor for the Washington Post.
Well, I'm starting to get some messages here. And this is what I love about the program. Marco Rubio will never get my vote, even if he ran for city dog catcher. Ooh, Marco, city dog catcher. Wow, that was rough. President Trump said that he would go down as the greatest Secretary of State. And as usual, I want to hear from you, and I'm hearing from you. Some of you have not changed your mind. Now, okay, so I've got to show you some things in Gaza. I told you this. Here's 93. Bulldozers, they're already running over there. They're already running. There you go. Front loaders right there, already running, ready to go. Clean it up, rebuild it. Now, we're going to talk about the shutdown. We must talk about the shutdown and we're in day, is it 14? We are 2 weeks into the government shutdown. How do you feel? I mean, has it affected you? If it's affected you in any way, I would like to know. And here's something I want to venture into today. I want to talk about a subject. Are you ready to go through? Are you prepared for what it takes to restore America? Are you prepared for a little bit of pain? We'll call it pain, to get back to a place where our children are being educated, getting out of school, taking jobs in this country. They're the ones getting the job. We're not looking for the visa to bring the best and brightest around the world because it's right here. Are you ready to deport everybody? I want to ask you a question because later in the show, I want to come back to it. Are you ready to deport every illegal man, woman, and child? If they're illegal, are you ready to deport them? Do you feel it will change your life in any way, put you in any pressure whatsoever, cause you not to be able to go to your local Mexican restaurant? What say you? Are you ready to do that? Because the president, tariffs, right? And the president has said, give me 113. This is what Donald Trump said, President of the United States. While Americans may face a transition period from tariffs, do you understand what that means? Do you understand what the transition period means? The cost of tariffs will ultimately be borne by foreign exporters. Ultimately. That's White House press secretary from the White House. That's from the White House. That's not a direct quote from President Trump, but that is from the White House, his administration. While Americans may face the transition period, are you ready for that? And do you feel that foreign exporters are paying the tariffs? Just saying. Are you satisfied with what's going on at the grocery store? So we'll get into that. World leaders that are praising Trump over 85. There's thousands of jobs that gone. Department of Education makes cuts to special ed staff. Number 62. John Bolton may be indicted this week. I had one here. It's like everything that is wrong, what I call wrong with sports. And let's see if I can find it. It won't take but a minute if I can find it. All right, it's not showing up. What about the guy, the Penn State coach that is being paid $50 million? His contract, he got fired, and there's $50 million in a payout on this guy's contract. So you tell me, how do we ever get things turned around if failure I mean, $50 million, that's for success. That's not for failure. But the Penn State coach got fired. And here it is, number 76. He gets fired, and he gets a $50 million payout. $50 million not to work. Wow. There you go. So our children go into a job interview, and they say, okay, so how much you pay me? All right. Now, if you fire me, what will you pay me? Nothing. What do you mean? If I get fired, I don't get paid? No. If you get fired, you need to leave. Well, that doesn't sound fair. All right, folks, when we come back, I've got some disturbing video we're going to be playing. When we come back, I wanted to hold it through the first break. So we'll do that. Make sure, give me number 9. This one's going to really upset you. I spoke to a guy last night in Georgia. I was on the phone with a guy last night in Georgia, and I said, Marjorie Taylor Greene has upset the base in Georgia to a point she could possibly win a statewide election. And I asked the individual, I said, did you understand that? And he said, I sure, absolutely. I said, yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene has upset, and I'll explain that to you. She has upset the base in Georgia to a point she could now possibly win a statewide election. And that, in the polling data, that's what was hurting her to begin with, is she couldn't win statewide. We'll talk about that. What say you on the changes that MTG has made? We'll go into that momentarily. And is that, hey, yesterday, this guy right here, you don't know him, but number 3, I asked you guys to make some graphics because you guys, I don't make any of these. This is Dennis the Menace. I love Dennis the Menace. Now we got this guy in Georgia, if you're not from there. His name is Dennis Futch. He's a wealthy guy. He writes large checks and then thinks he can be very condescending, talk down to you, and tell everybody what to do. But we've had it. We've had it. We've had it in Georgia with this guy. So today I'm starting a real simple campaign. Dennis must go. And that's in reference to the Georgia Republican Party. Okay. Dennis must go. So I want a graphic. I want something. I want to start working on that. I want on a daily basis, Dennis must go. I don't want to stop until this guy recoils back into his hole where he has a little office and he doesn't come out anymore and bother us. Not even on Groundhog Day. So we'll be back after these messages. We're going to talk about New Jersey again, Virginia, the Public Service Commission race in Georgia that's coming up. Let's see, what else do we have here? Well, I'm going to hold that. Yesterday, are we in a recession? Look at these states, 51. No, hold that. Hold that. We have states that are actually reporting in a recession. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
Day
Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Welcome back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. How are you today? This is the Trump table over here. Trump socks, MAGA. They've never been out of the bag. MAGA Trump socks. I like those. If my mom wasn't looking... If she wasn't looking, I might roll right out of here with those. Now, you guys are very active. I'm asking a lot of questions today. Diane, will you take the video? I just emailed you. I don't need it right now. And mark it as video 13. That's pretty nice. I like that one. That's a good one. Well, you guys are active today. You guys are just, I'm asking questions and wow. You see, we're going to disagree today. We're going to disagree, but that's okay. That's okay. Because this is why you come to the show in the morning. You can say what you want. I don't attack you. But if I disagree, never forget Marco Rubio and the Gang of Eight. Oh, you guys are just on fire this morning. All right. So that being said, let me say this. In my lifetime, your lifetime, and several other of your family members, they have been fighting in the Middle East. Now, I want to be very direct and say I hope that President Trump and some of the work that's been done over there can be lasting and there can be peace. So I'm always in favor of peace. But let's keep in mind, as you well know, I'm not pleased that 70,000 people are dead. And Hamas still exists. So that is something that, I mean, how do you kill 70,000 people and Hamas still exists? I mean, someone might say, well, if you would have tried to find the tunnels and gone through the tunnels and find the hostages, they would have killed the hostages. Okay, I mean, I don't want that to happen. But at the same time, now keep in mind, President Trump is out of there. All right. And I'm going to show you a very graphic video in just a moment. Very, very graphic. But Hamas, they have not laid down their weapons. They have not. And they will continue to be the police of Gaza. And I know I have it here somewhere. They will continue to be the police of Gaza. And here you go. Here is 92 and 93 as they're cleaning up Gaza already. Right there, Trump hails Gaza agreement. And I thought I had a graphic here. Give me 94. And then here is the group that got together in Egypt, that this entire group got together in Egypt claiming they're going to work on keeping the peace. And then give me 119. Here is the after hostages release, concern about what's next. So Hamas is still present in Gaza right now with weapons. They're present there with weapons. Give me 118. Again, as you well know, this is what it looks like there. So I didn't think this video was true. I didn't think it was true. And then this morning it was, give me video 10.
For the full backing he has promised. So, David French, you actually have already today and yesterday Hamas carrying out public executions in the streets of Gaza to show that it is still here, that it is still a force in Gaza despite the release of the hostages. So when Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli military began this defensive war after
So this morning when I found this graphic here, number 61, when I found this graphic right here, because it comes from Russia Today, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not for sure. Is this real? Hamas reportedly staging public executions, 33 killed since the ceasefire began. And I thought, is this real? And then I'm watching Morning Joe. Let me say this right now. Go ahead and let's see. I had it here a minute ago. I thought I sent you that video, Diane. I'm trying to find it right now of the video where they murdered these people in the street. That was video 10 we just pulled up. I guess I don't have it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'm sorry. It took me a little time there. If this is disturbing to you, please pause your TV or look away. Video 7.
يا عدوين
Okay, so you see 119? You see the ones walking around with the headbands and the vest? Right? This is the Hamas, this is the police in Gaza. You could see them right in the video walking around. They're executing people to let them know they're still in charge. Right? I mean, I don't know what happens over there. Number 61. I don't know what happens over there. 61. This is right here. Hamas public executions. Purging rivals to restore control over Gaza before Trump's stabilization mission takes shape. You could see them walking around. And I was like, when I first ran into this video, and this is not real. I mean, come on, I don't know if this is real. And then, not that I use Morning Joe to validate it, but then after I was watching that and he brought that up, I was like, wow. Now, I said this yesterday, and I'm very, very happy. Again, can't say it enough, that the hostages were released. How about this, number 31, while we're over in the Middle East, and I'm looking for that. I'm going to go to 31, and then I'm going to go to 32. Right there, you see Syria. They're going to allow Russia to continue to have, and give me number 32, they're going to allow Russia to continue with their two very strategic military bases off the Mediterranean there. You see the two there? Russia is going to continue, and Syria, we're taking sanctions. You got a president of Syria, Al-Qaeda. We had reward money out for this guy not long ago. Now he's the president, trimmed his beard, suit and tie of Syria. President Trump is shaking hands with him. Marco Rubio's meeting with him, and we are lifting sanctions against them over in Syria while Christians are being persecuted in Syria still. And Russia, they've made a deal with Russia to keep the two military bases that they currently have. So, trying to find one here where Trump has not promised, but the comment is being made that Trump is looking to pardon, right? Looking to pardon Netanyahu. Give me 26. Trump urges pardon of Netanyahu during Gaza address to Knesset. I told you that. Give me video. You're going to hear video 9. Listen to video 9.
with the region, and in particular Prime Minister Netanyahu. He is far more popular.
Can I just say that's the key? I mean, because we're talking about strong men throughout the region. Joe Biden was just as angry at Benjamin Netanyahu as Donald Trump has been. And there was no magic wand. Like, it wasn't like he loved him before the Qatari attack and then got angry. They've been angry at Netanyahu, American president. But that really was the key, wasn't it? That it was Donald Trump that was able to move Netanyahu. And Netanyahu believed Donald Trump's threats.
Yeah, let's remember President Biden, after the October 7th attacks, flew to Israel, even embraced Netanyahu, but warned him, don't let this become your Afghanistan. And in the months that followed, the United States felt like that's what exactly was happening. So Biden exchanged a lot of sharp words with Netanyahu behind the scenes. There was also a brief pause in military aid, at least certain parts of it, but he wasn't able to leverage his own popularity because he's simply not as popular as Trump was in Israel. Trump has far more clout in Israel than Biden ever did, despite Biden being a lifelong supporter of the Jewish state. So yesterday, White House aides I spoke to didn't want to spend much time dwelling on the details of what's next. They wanted to make yesterday a show of force, a show of strength, a show of victory. And I think that is worth saying here. There's a couple different times in this process where Trump has just sort of asserted things like, hey, we have a deal. Hey, there's going to be peace. Even though it wasn't quite done, and almost he created a momentum so it became that way. Everyone sort of said, well, I don't want to cross him.
He has the clout. He has the clout. Now, let me just show you something here. The Jerusalem Post, we showed you this right here, 43. This is the front page of the Jerusalem Post. Trump has the clout. And Bibi Netanyahu's next step is supposed to be prison. Yes, prison. In fact, you could do all the research on your own. Right before this attack took place. In fact, I'll just say this at the risk of getting in all kinds of trouble. Always right before anything that happens, 9/11, anything that happens in this world, go start researching 30 days in advance leading up to what happened. That's what you should always do. Go research 30 days in advance what was going on, what were the lead stories, what was behind the scenes, what did the attack or whatever took place, what did it change about those issues leading up to what took place. Always go look at that. Now, Bibi was on his way to jail and being prosecuted before the attack. And it's never come off the table that once this war was settled, he would go to prison. But Trump is working on now to get this guy a pardon. Absolutely. It's one of the top things they're trying to do is get this guy a pardon. But look, video 11, this will be the last one in the Middle East because I want to move to something else. Give me video 11.
Players in the Arab world. He's thinking all the time about how to reconstruct Gaza, how to turn it from this, absolute mess of ruined buildings into some place where people can live again. And he also was smart to bring in former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, a person who knows the Middle East, the leaders of the Middle East well. So Trump had a team that, although it wasn't structured in traditional ways, worked easily for him in bringing people together and forming this unusual coalition.
So, a lot going on in the Middle East. Tony Blair, what could go wrong? Tony Blair is there. So you may want to, travel. Is it Travelocity? Hotels.com. Start looking around because it won't be long. You can, you may be able to vacation on the Mediterranean on the Gaza Strip. So here's how I feel. All right. So we can move this back to the shores. Here's how I feel. I wanted Trump to stay focused on America. Now, I know public policy wonks out there will tell me, well, you know, we have to deal with Russia. We have to deal with the fact that Trump may give them Tomahawk missiles. We have to deal with the Middle East. We have to deal with Iran's nuclear program. We have to deal with all of that. You know, they told me, this is what the media told me. They told me 500,000 kids are missing. All right? They say that 30 million people came across this border and 500,000 children are missing. That's what they told me. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Ladies, they are not concerned about women and children being raped until there's a pregnancy and they can murder the baby. I don't know how much trouble I got in for that, but the women and children, not including the ladies in this country that are citizens, the women and children that were brutalized, raped, and are missing in this country. And we're doing everything we can to get 20 people out. I know I'm going to get called insensitive. We're doing everything we can to get 20 people. That's great. That's great. I want the 20 people out. I'm watching them reunited with their family all morning long. I'm watching them reunited and everybody happy. I'm like, okay. That's nice. But that's not down the street here. That's not Main Street, USA. That's not out in Kansas. That's not in Omaha. Look at the drug problems in Omaha, Nebraska. Look at it. Look it up. Right? That's not somewhere out in Virginia. Now, I'm going to tell you, I try not to be critical of Kristi Noem, and I try not to be critical of ICE. I try not to be critical of those people. But I've been told what? We found 17,000? We have 500,000 kids missing. And we found 17,000? And does that mean somewhere in this country, legal or not, they're in this country. We've got 483,000. Is that the number? 483,000 kids somewhere in this country. And I get it. We're going to go all the way around the world. Try to get 20 people. We got 30 million that crossed this border. And if they're not gone by 2030, you've got 30 million people that crossed this border. And if they're not gone by 2030, just around the corner, you will count them in the next census and you will dilute your districts. You will dilute your districts all over this country because the Constitution says you have to count everybody in the country. Remember that? So, you know, you got China. China won't give us raw, rare minerals that we need. So, I think President Trump, I think you should come home. Glad you're back safe. I still support you as my president. But I think we need to get to America first. I'm just an America first kind of guy. I wish everyone else out there well. But until we get our house in order, we don't need to go anywhere else. There's 340 some murders in Chicago. So, all right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and we'll switch gears to America first. I want to ask you once again. So let me show you this. Number 25, relax. Let me give you something to go into the break. All bent out of shape over. You're all bent out of shape. I know you are. I know you've been out of shape. I'm okay with it, though. There's the cleaning ladies. You got the cleaning ladies, right? Just saying. There you go. You got them. Here is the two cleaning ladies. Government released data has revealed that the number of arrest migrants without criminal histories has surpassed the number of those with a record. Here's the cleaning ladies. Oh, no, this is not the cleaning ladies. They were working at the car wash. They were working at the car wash. You know, they're the ones at the other side that you don't check their immigration status. They're toweling off the car and you're fine with it because they got a bucket out there. You put $2 in it and you will only go back to the car wash if certain people are there that buff the car off, just dry it off just nice. Well, they got the ladies at the car wash yesterday. I know we're gonna be mixing it up, but please come back after this and let's not fight. Let's talk. Let's tell the truth. Let's work on this together and get ready. Give me your opinion. You know I can handle it. You know the emails you send me. You know the things you say. Don't stop now after these messages.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, it's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Now, at 10 o'clock, we have the Georgia Hour. We have a lot to go over on the Georgia Hour. We're developing some things for the Georgia Hour that today is Tuesday will probably happen Thursday because somebody sent me a message on something here, and you said you didn't believe something in a video. That is going to be the struggle. Truthfully, that will be the struggle you're up against. Not even the next 5 years. It's who to believe and what to believe, and is it real? Who, what, is that real? And I'm going to tell you it's tough because I go to X and I see people take the bait. I see people take the bait all the time and they run with something immediately. And I have asked friends, I'm serious, I've asked friends, Diane, it's come to my attention recently, there's some people that don't like me. I mean, I really didn't know that. But anyhow, I've said to some friends, pause, relax, let it develop a couple days. And believe it or not, they brought us into an instantaneous world. And this is serious. They brought us into an instantaneous world on purpose where you don't get that much time to make a decision in your brain, seriously, if this is something you want to encounter, right, wrong, accept. That's been done on purpose. When I ask people to pause for a minute, you should see the look on their face, or they don't know, like, why. So I'm going to tell you, and that is my focus here, whether you enjoy the show or not, and that's why we have the conversation, and that's why I have to hear from you. There's a lot of things that go on out there that I do not boom. Well, how come BKP is not talking about that? Or how come BKP hasn't brought that up? Because I'm trying to validate it. Is it real? So that being said, moving right along, I'm your host, BKP. At 10 o'clock, we have the Georgia Hour. We're working on a couple things. That's where I was going. Now I got to get back. We're working on a couple things here that'll we'll probably have them Thursday. You might hear bits and pieces somewhere else, but I am making sure I establish everything and it's accurate. I put so much pressure on myself that when she slides over and I'm live and before this camera, I put so much pressure on myself that I do not look at this camera, speak into this microphone, that I'm not bringing the best information that I can to 1,000 viewers, 20,000 viewers, 8,000, or 300. It doesn't matter. All right. So that being said, I asked you some questions out there. First of all, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I want to give a quick shout out. I have, where's it at? Give me 108. Yesterday, 250 years. We want to give a shout out to the Navy and the Marines. 250 years. 108. So, waiting there for a minute. We give Diane a minute to find 108. I want to put that up before I move on. There you go. Now what are you doing to me? Navy and Marine, the Navy and Marine Corps 250-year parade. That was yesterday. So thank you there, Diane. Take that down. I want President Trump to come home, and I know we got to go through the Supreme Court on so much of this stuff, and you will see the Supreme Court is going to discuss this right here. Give me 33. I want to run this one right here, 33. Bring it up over here. The state of Washington State, 15-year-old girl refuses to play basketball against a 18-year-old man. Run this video 1, would you please?
We realized there was a boy on the team, and let me just say, this person is 18 years old, so he's a grown man at this point that was playing on a JV basketball game with 14 and 15-year-olds. So I went up and I talked to the athletic director, and I said, "Can you tell me if that's a boy on the team?" And he said, "I'm not going to, say we do not discriminate based on sexual identity." And I said, well, President Trump just yesterday signed an executive order saying there's no boys or men in women's or girls sports. And he said, we do not have to follow that. We follow Washington state law and WIAA. So once that happened and I realized that Frances was sitting out, it wasn't until towards the end of the game when there was a lot that went on between the time that we realized there was this boy on the team. And when she was leaving, she was so mad. She felt like she had been exposed, and it was just a terrible situation. She walked by and said that you're a man. She was so frustrated in the situation. And that is why she has been now charged with bullying, harassment, and intimidation for misgendering this person.
All she said was, you're looking like a man. You're looking like a man. Mrs. Swan. And she is being sued for bullying, harassing, misgendering. Right? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, do you want to allow visas for farm workers? Do you want to allow work visas? So are you in the send everyone back? Because there's two little segments I want to do here. I want to do this, and then I want to do the economy. All right. Are you in the send them all back crowd? Every one of them back. Right? If you're in that crowd, are you prepared? Are you prepared to go through whatever it takes? Because let me tell you something. I'm not here to preach to you that America is the great melting pot. I think that's been one of the greatest mistakes, or the lies told to the American people, is that you are the great melting pot. I do not agree with that, okay? I don't agree with that. But we have had immigration in this country, obviously, from day one. And it should be legal. All immigration should be legal. No one should violate the borders and break into our country. Obviously, that should be against the law, period. We allowed that to happen in 1986, but we didn't close the border. Accept it or not, We allowed it to happen in 1986, but we didn't close the border. We went through a period of time where we had immigration and we still had a border crisis. We've always had a border crisis here with Obama and so forth. Trump shut that down through 16 through 20, and Biden just opened the northern and southern border of this country, and we say 30 million came in here. Now, we're talking about the shutdown in healthcare. So the law says if you're here in this country and you're sick, you have to be able to go to a hospital. Now, no one said that this is correct because you and I get treated different. We get treated as though we've had the cell phone plan for a long time, and they get treated as though they're new cell phone customers that are getting all the benefits and all the free stuff if they sign up. That's exactly right. If we're the cell phone customer that they don't show the appreciation to. So we don't get free health care. We don't get to visit healthcare facilities. If you own something, they can force you to file bankruptcy and sell that to give them the money. But never fear, we have those great people in Washington, D.C. that we're going to entrust to fix what they broke. Exactly right. We always entrust the people that destroyed this country truly in the swamp of D.C. to fix it for us and do the right thing. And then the worst thing is if you're a Republican, we continue to trust on that one day we get majority in the House or the Senate, that day it's going to happen. And it never happens. So give me video. I told you to load this video 13.
The border crisis surging. Officials telling NBC News there were over 200,000 illegal crossings at the southern border last month, and a record 3 million migrants crossed the border in the last year. Now, a new warning 1,000 miles away in New York City, where officials tell us resources are overwhelmed. Across public hospitals in New York City, a quarter of the patients are now migrants. Over the last year, nearly 30,000 visits by migrants and 300 new babies born to migrant moms. Staff here at Bellevue Hospital tell us they're eager to help, but the numbers are tough.
Okay, 3,000. They're having babies. Are they citizens? How come we can't just go to New York, go to Chicago, go to these areas where these videos were playing just 2 years ago with thousands on sidewalks? Why can't we just go there, get those people? Right? Now, let me ask you a question. If, this is where we're having the discussion. So let's say number 25. And before you yell at me and say, well, they broke the law when they came across the border. I'm tired of hearing they don't have a criminal record. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. But, you know, a lot of Americans do. Now, these two ladies are working at the car wash. Government's releasing data that revealed that the number of arrest migrants without criminal history is surpassing the number with a record. Now, these two ladies are working at the car wash. I don't know how long they've been at the car wash, but that's where they're working. They're getting deported. Now, if we're going to deport all, as some of you say, you got to deport every one of them. There's commercials on TV where Christy Nome tells them to go home and come back the legal way. That for those of you that are not criminals and can do a background check, we're not telling you we don't want you to come back through the legal way this time. But how are we differentiating what we're going after and what we're doing? And the hospitals are overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed. But it's the law, right? But don't worry, we have Mike Johnson and we got Hakeem Jeffries and we got, Thune, John Thune, and we've got Chuck Schumer. Oh, we have the greatest team up there to fix everything concerning this. Now, I showed you this yesterday. Give me video 4.
As a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that.
Right.
So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen, our next president. Sorry, JD Vance. Well, I mean, there's people are saying it. I go to dinner parties.
Yeah, I heard you.
Well, by the way,
I heard you on Joe Rogan.
Now, keep in mind, podcast, I just bring you the truth, folks. If you want to get angry at me, you can get angry at me. Number 24. You can't make heroes out of these people on Monday and then all of a sudden on Wednesday you don't like them anymore because you don't like what they said. I mean, when this guy was behind Trump, when all of these podcast people behind Trump, Joe Rogan launches fresh attack on Trump's horrific policy. Have some heart. Marjorie Taylor Greene, we just can't round up all the labor in this country. That's what she said. Well, that's Michael Scott on The Office. That's what she said. Sorry. That's what she said. That's what Marjorie said, right? But are you ready to send them all home? I got it. I don't know where you live. I don't know if you're aware that Hispanics cutting the grass, maintaining the community, working in the lumber yards, working in construction, building a house. I'm just telling you right now, because if things come down to a serious halt because of labor and things slow down, bottom line, you already have the tariffs. You've been told there'll be temporary pain. And the American people, see, we have the greatest divide in this country there's ever been. The greatest divide. And it's at that 50, we'll call it the 50% mark. It's 50% and over, they're doing fine. Under, let me just say this. Let me go to here. All right. The economy, video 5. Now, if you've achieved and you're past these points in life, but I'm going to show you something in a minute. Video 5.
And I'm so disgusted with Washington, D.C. I hate politics. The two-party system is extremely broken. It is failing all of us. And when I look at, here goes another $100 billion to Ukraine or $30 billion to Israel, but yet nobody can afford health insurance premiums. And then I'm getting yelled at by Republican colleagues for saying that out loud. I'm like, this is insane.
Okay, so I remember, do you remember when they carried the bill up to Capitol Hill, right? I think was it Clyburn? Was it Nancy Pelosi? Remember that? They killed it. And you remember the famous, you've got to pass the bill to know what's in the bill, Nancy Pelosi? I get it. Remember Obamacare? But today, millions of Americans sign up for the ACA. That's right. They do. Now, if I tell you that, let me give you an example. And it's not all over the United States, but I'm aware of it in one place, and I know it's happening most everywhere. You want law enforcement. Right? But the union for your police officers will get out here and fight your townships, your little cities, your communities, and they will make sure that your police officers don't even have a copay. That's right. No copay. They will fight till they get that police officer 100% of the health care. Okay? No problem. Serve and protect. We're not anti-police. No way whatsoever. We're not anti-law enforcement. But you go through the entire country and you go through all these municipalities and you will hear the county employees, they deserve health care. Okay? You will hear that the EMS, law enforcement, they all deserve health care. Okay? But they can't get any of it, none whatsoever, without your property tax money. So that's this group over here. They're fine. They're taking your property tax money that you're working every day. You're paying your property tax. And some of them, not all, getting 100% medical, 100% dental, vision, prescription, not even a copay to go to a doctor. And it's property tax money. Now you go over here to the illegals. You go to the illegals. And they're going to the hospitals. And by law, the hospital has to treat them. And the hospital puts in a bill, an enormous bill for Medicaid for the illegals. Because they have no recourse. They can't bankrupt. So you have over here, and as the song says, stuck in the middle with you. Then you have the right here. And that back is tired. That back cannot be ridden any longer. That back has no more room for taxes, for fees, for property taxes, for insurance to go up, for food to go up, for the rent to go up, for mortgages to go up. They have, you see over here, right? And over here, the illegals, right here, there's no more room. No more. So you can get mad at Marjorie all day long, and trust me, she's not a friend of mine. Give me video 6.
Prices have not come down at all.
The job market is weakening.
Job market is still extremely difficult.
Right.
Wages have not gone up. Health insurance premiums are going to go up. Car insurance goes up every year. People's homeowners insurance goes up. Rent is going up. Young people have no hope of buying a home. And then when they try to buy a home, they end up, like I said, competing with like Blackstone or somebody else.
The average home buyer now is 38 years old. It just came out.
Right.
The average home buyer, 38.
116, who absorbs the tariffs? Right? Now, this is a report, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is putting this out. So I'm not telling you to accept this, but this is what's out there. The American consumer, American businesses, foreign exporters. All right, 115. Today, 114, tariffs went in place for kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, upholstered furniture, and lumber. 113, are you ready? Can you handle any more? While Americans may face a transition period from tariffs, the cost of tariffs will ultimately be borne by foreign exporters. Now, give me number. I'm glad we're getting rid of federal jobs. I'm glad John Bolton may get indicted. I like that. Now, as we're talking about tariffs, give me number 74. Trump threat to impose 100% tariffs on China sparked a sell-off on Friday. Number 73. 72. Don't worry about China. It will be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want a depression in his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. So he's claiming that they are on the edge of a depression if we follow through. But I have to tell you right now, China doesn't act as though they're afraid of our next move. Now, I don't know the facts on that. Give me number 69. Impact of Trump's tariffs are beginning to show up in consumer prices, right? Beginning to show up in consumer prices. Now, um, 52. According to Moody's analysts in October 2025, 22 states are currently in a recession or at high risk of one, including Illinois, Georgia, Washington, and New Jersey, and other states. In or near recession. States in or near recession. Illinois, Georgia, Washington, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Virginia, Montana, Minnesota. List goes on, that are in, according to data, or near a recession. Number 51. Make sure I don't have anything else on that. Moody's estimates strength of each state and hold on, I had that a minute ago. I want to look at something here. States that are expanding are in purple. Actually, Pennsylvania is expanding. All right. North Carolina, South Carolina. Treading water. You can see the colors there. Treading water. In or at risk of a recession. Right? Georgia is at risk, or some analysts are saying are in a recession right now. Idaho is expanding. All right, they're in the expanding category. So I'm just saying, are you okay with what's going on as far as the economy, what's going on as far as America first? I'm serious. What say you? Because I have to tell you, President Trump, I support. When you might wonder, well, wait a minute, okay, you're saying all this. I don't want you mad at me, and I'm not going to be mad at you. If you're a send everybody back, okay, send them back, but do it. I don't want TV shows. I don't want TV shows. I don't want. I'm going to tell you exactly the concern. Is the American people, take that down, Diane. The American people are not going to be okay if and when someone is shot and killed. You're not. The American people are not going to be if someone is shot and killed. All right? You go into these cities and you start going into war zones, because we have the war zones. They don't want to admit to it, but we have war zones in this country. And you go in and you start going to these war zones where these gangs may return fire. I'm serious. They may return fire. You never know. And then we end up killing someone. ICE kills someone, or the National Guard or military, because they're going to protect themselves. They kill someone. This country's going to come unraveled. It just will. I want them to go in every city, every war zone, clean out all the drugs. I don't care what city it is. If it's Tulsa, if it's Omaha, seriously, I want them to clean out every one of them and give our kids a chance. But I'm going to tell you now, you cannot, under no circumstances, can you continue to go in the direction we're going. The tariffs, I support tariffs. But, you can't continue to go in the direction we're going and just letting all the municipalities have a green light to pile on. I mean, I live in a state where they keep telling me that they want to end state income tax. Okay, that's nice. Why don't you stop property tax? Why don't you stop the counties, the cities, and the municipalities from piling on? Why don't you do that? I mean, my God, you can't own anything in this country. You can't own a camper. You got to have all kinds of permits, or a permit, or you got to license it. You got personal property tax. How dare you buy things? Well, you own something? Well, let us come and value your personal property. We got to send you your personal property tax. How dare you have something we don't tax? How dare you have something we don't keep piling on? There's no recession in government. They don't go through a recession. They don't. Now, I want to get this because I don't want to. Government shutdown. And I want to put this up because actually I'm fine with this. Government shutdown. Give me number 97. They're all bent out of shape, but Trump administration issues layoffs to more than 4,000 federal workers. 4,000 federal workers. Treasury, 1,446. Health and Human Services, 1,200. Education, 466. Housing and urban development. All right. Commerce, energy, homeland security, 4,232. Very satisfied with that. Don't have a problem. Let me run this. I'm just going to tell you right now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, number 11. I don't want you to turn me off because someone's going to say if he says Marjorie Taylor Greene. The reason I'm bringing this up is I've told you for how long that everybody, they're demagifying the country. They are, period. And everybody, I've said this for 6 months, maybe more, but at least ever since Trump took office in January 20th, there has been the gradual move with every lawmaker, podcaster, news network to start preparing for after Trump. And to them, 2026, the day after November election next year, will be when they really break from Trump. You will see them break for Trump, like, depending on where we stand. But everyone's positioning. Now, she cannot win, and I'll elaborate in the Georgia hour, but she cannot win a statewide race. And as I said when I opened up, she has the base in the state of Georgia so upset she could possibly win statewide. Exactly. So take that down. 6, state of New Jersey. They are nervous in the state of New Jersey over this race here. Absolutely. And I will tell you, I'm getting the TV commercials. I have not been getting the TV commercials, but the people, the day-to-day people that work and live in New Jersey, the progressive, government is not working. They're not happy. New Jersey is a liberal blue state, but they've gone way too far in that state. And there is a major movement over there for people to take their state back from the government. They can't do anything over there. I mean, you might not like plastic, but they don't have plastic bag. You got to go in the store. You either have your bag, or I think you got to buy paper bags from the store to put your stuff in. No plastic. I mean, there's all kinds of things over there that's just so far out. So this guy does stand a chance, I think. But here's the interesting poll. On this one here, number 7, Winsome Sears in Virginia. I want to show you something. Give me number 35. This is an average, right? Here, Abigail Spanberger, they are nervous because here is a average, the Republican for Attorney General. But the latest poll, number 36, has, you see right there, has Winsome Sears back 3 points from Spanberger, but it has, I can't pronounce his name and I can't see it, but it has the Republican 49-43, the Trafalgar Group, up 6. And that's the Attorney General. Give me number 37. 37. You'll see this right here. Support for Jay Jones drops in Virginia. Jay Jones scandal looms large over his hometown. Now, remember this. This is the attorney general that, shooting a couple bullets could solve but Spanberger would not denounce him or would not remove her endorsement. And it's hurting. As you can see, 36, the Democrat here. This guy has shifted. Polls have shifted, and it's pulling Winsome Sears up, right? As it's pulling Jones down. And the Republican has a commanding lead in the Attorney General's race. If they go in and pull a Republican lever, this is really working for Winsome Sears. And they're nervous in Virginia over that. Let me double check, make sure I don't have anything else that we did not bring up, because we're preparing for the Georgia Hour. Number 29, remember this. This guy right here, George Stephanopoulos, he cut off, I played the video yesterday, he cut off J.D. Vance in an interview. I'm going to be talking about the U.S. Senate race against John Ossoff in Georgia in the next hour. You might want to come back for that. Number 62, we think that John Bolton, right there, pictured right there, he may be indicted this week. Hold on, he may get indicted this week. 75. Trump is going to meet with Zelensky Friday, and they're going to talk about Tomahawk missiles. That will end up being a problem. That will end up being a problem if Ukraine gets Tomahawk missiles. Be a problem for Russia. But when will Russia say enough is enough and decide to launch nuclear weapons in response? And that's what truly concerns me. Give me number 109. We'll talk about this tomorrow. I want to talk about this tomorrow. Kids on social media, 9 to 13, 1 hour per day, 1 to 2 point drop. More than 3 hours, 4 to 5 point drop. This is test scores. It's proven that test scores are going down. Social media is hurting our children because our children are now living in 30-second spots, 30 seconds, because of social media. All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a break. And when we come back at 10 o'clock, it's going to be time for the Georgia Hour. So let's take a break. I'll see you back at 10.
Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, We can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, it's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
Good morning. Good morning. It is time for the Georgia Hour. Excuse me. How rude to slurp in your ear. It's time for the Georgia Hour. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching the Georgia Hour on Voice of Rural America. Hey, Diane, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Now, we're going to get serious about some things. Now, there was a Georgia Republican Party State Committee meeting last night. We're going to discuss that. Let me tell you some of the things we're going to go into. Georgia Republican Party State Committee meeting on Zoom. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, first and foremost, the election. Now, let me say this. Oh, by the way, I'll show you in a minute. But this right here, give me number. I thought I had it here. Give me number 13. The folks, Georgia. Now, Debbie Dushitz actually works for Debbie Dushitz 100% sold out to Brian Kemp. Yes. Now, she doesn't have to like Mike Collins. I get it. She hates Mike Collins. But she has totally sold out the grassroots to Brian Kemp. She sold herself to Brian Kemp. But yesterday, and I'm going to show you what this is, but I had to crop this. Georgians are suffering. Georgians are suffering. That was her sign yesterday. While she was standing behind Derek Dooley, that didn't even vote for Donald Trump, that she says she supports, but she sold out to Brian Kemp. We shall explain. That is a fan favorite, not her. I like Debbie Dunaster, but some of you like Debbie Dushitz, but there she is. All right, take that down. Now, today is first day of voting, early voting for the PSC race. And I just want to lay this out because let me show you this. The PSC in Georgia, Public Service Commission, 121. Well, I don't think you have 121. I don't think I sent it to you. I'm going to right now. I forgot. I don't think I sent 121 to you. And here it comes. Just go ahead and put it up when you get it, please. But we have Republicans running Public Service Commission. And we have Democrats who want to take these two seats on the Public Service Commission. But if they do, it will open a floodgate of money. So if you're out, don't like Tim Echols, and I will tell you in a discussion I had last night, Fitz is much more, Fitz is likable. Prominent Republican PCS members, PSC, sorry. Several Republicans have served on the Georgia Public Service Commission during its shift. Now, you got to pay attention to this. Here's what my concern is that I have been yelling. Now, Josh McCoon is not a leader in the Georgia Republican Party. They have totally and completely stripped the Georgia Republican Party of having any power in the state. It has absolutely no power in the state, Georgia Republican Party, Inc. They have no money. They have no donors. They wait for cash infusions. They absolutely wait for cash infusions. Our Republican Party is in shambles right now. Believe it or not, compared to the Democrat Party in Georgia, Republican Party is in terrible shape. But Governor Kemp, all right, who Debbie Dooley is now sold out to, totally took the Republican Party out when we booed him off the stage. We were not allowed to boo him and his family off the stage, and that's a long story in itself. After that, several years ago, he got booed off the stage. And after that, he decided he would crush the Georgia Republican Party. And for the most part, he has, and they have no power. So the power shift is on. The power shift is on. We truly do not have the money to fight in this PSC race in the next 3 weeks. We truly don't. We do have money coming in for the PSC race that we are getting some mailers out and we're getting some things done, but we don't have the kind of money that we need to fight in this race. And what I have said for the last 6 months is my concern is the turn. Are we at the 360 and now we're getting ready to come back to Democrat in Georgia? And I'm concerned over the PSC races. Now, several Republicans have served on the Georgia PSC during its shift to full Republican control. So you got to keep in mind, it was fully controlled by Democrats. Everything was fully controlled by Democrats. The PSC, fully controlled. The state constitutional officers, fully controlled by Democrats. The state House, state Senate, fully controlled by Democrats. There was a turn that was made, and it started with the PSC. You have Doug Everett, a former representative. Everett was elected to the PSC in 2002. 2002, becoming the first Republican from Southwest Georgia to hold a seat on the commission. So the very first Republican, 2002, 23 years ago, 23 years ago, correct? 2002, yeah. 23 years ago, we got the first Republican on the PSC. Now we could possibly make that turn that Democrats want to make with the PSC in 2 seats. It could possibly happen within the next 3 weeks. Now, some of you out there, and we're going to come back, you have Chuck Eaton, December 2006. Tim Echols, first elected, 2010. Now you have Tricia Pridemore, 2018. Jason Shaw, appointed by Governor Nathan Deal. And then Fitz Johnson was appointed in 2001, and he's the newest member of the commission, right? Now up for re-election is Tim Echols and Fitz Johnson. So we have done to the PSC, Republicans have done to the PSC what we've done to everything else. We got full total control, and now the PSC is on the verge of flipping back the other way based on the PSC not really taking care of the people. See, it's a public service. Commission. Public for you and I. So they're in trouble. They're in serious trouble. I've had people actually take that down, call me up and say, why are you working so hard to try to save, give me number 16, these two seats? And the top two pictures are the Republicans, Tim Echols, the guy in glasses, Fitz, the gentleman next to him, the Democrats underneath. And I've had people call me up and say, why are you trying so hard to save these seats when we've had increases in our power bills, one thing after another? And I will say this. I'm not attempting to save these seats based on these people and based on what they've done for you and I. I'm trying to save these seats to try to win the governor's race and try to win and beat John Ossoff. And I'm going to tell you now, if Democrats win these two PSC races in 3 weeks, November, today's first day of voting. If they win these within the next 3 weeks, money will come in the state. It will be so enormous, the money that comes in the state, to go up with John Ossoff's already got $22 million? Period. And the governor's race. Now, I know what you're saying. Are you telling me that Democrats have good candidates for governor? I won't go as far to tell you that Democrats have good candidates for governor. They have candidates people will vote for. Do I need to go through that one more time for those of you out in Yorba Linda, California? I got to pick a place in Georgia, right? But I don't want to offend anybody. No, not me. One more time. I'm not going to tell you that Democrats have great candidates, but they have candidates people will vote for. Now, I don't know who would vote for Keisha Lance Bottoms, but I will tell you, Jason Estevez, yes. They'll vote for him. And we shall see. So I am warning one more time that the PSC race in Georgia, we have to get our rural voters out to the polls. Now, one more time, I know this. We're going to get to some more exciting things that I know you're waiting on, but this is very important. All the municipal elections are out right now, right? The municipal elections are out. Meaning your city council, in different from all over the state, you have municipal elections. And the municipal elections usually bring out Democrats to the polls, right? Even a little tiny town of Blue Ridge, Georgia, in the North Georgia mountains that you think is a Republican town, Blue Ridge, and those are Republicans. Democrats coming out, right? They come out everywhere for cities. Most of our cities, large and small, in Georgia have been taken over by Democrats. So they're going to come out to vote, and they have a reason to. If you live in a little city, you've got city council members, you've got a mayor, you've got several things on the ballot. But if you live in rural Georgia, you got 2 PSC races. So we have to get this vote out. Now, instead of Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, and his chief dumbass, Dennis Futch. I mean, he's Georgia's chief dumbass, okay? Is Dennis Futch. Instead of them working as hard as they can to try to unify the party across the state and not fight with one another, they're doing everything they can to see if they can get rid of people and ban people for life from the party. I mean, it's unreal. Now, let's go here for a minute. I want to show you this because over in the 9th district, I just want to bring this one up briefly right here. Give me number 60. Now, this is the mayor of Gainesville. And this is the mayor of Gainesville. All right. And Kuvion, he's the mayor of Gainesville. Now, here's what I've been told. You always got to go, what, BKP, what have you been told about this race? Here's what I've been told about this race. Now, Sam, over in Gainesville, Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, has gone after Congressman Andrew Clyde. Now, this is the word on the street. This is what they're saying on the street. What the streets are saying? How do they do that? Where's my nephew when I need him? But it used to be a word on the street. This is a word on the street, okay? That Brian Kemp is totally going after Congressman Andrew Clyde. And Congressman Andrew Clyde is the 9th district, happens to be my congressman. And Brian Kemp wants him out. Word on the street, wants him out. And this is his candidate. Now, my understanding, the Kemp team, the Kemp political team is running his campaign. And he has money. And this is Gainesville Mayor Sam Kuvion, raised $103,000 in the past 3 months as he seeks to oust incumbent U.S. Representative Andrew Clyde in Athens next year. Kuvion said this ended the quarter with $539,000 cash on hand. He's got a lot of money to put into this between now and next May. And there's another candidate in the race. But this is the mayor of Gainesville, and my understanding is, now, if Brian Kemp doesn't like you, these are my words, they've not come from anyone else but me right here. If Brian Kemp does not like you, he will work to get rid of you, right? And this is what's happening in the Georgia's 9th district, right? We have a Trump supporting Republican in the 9th district. We have a Republican in the 9th district that is America First, and MAGA that supports our president, has never turned his back on our president. But Brian Kemp doesn't like your president. Quit thinking Brian Kemp likes Donald J. Trump. Marty and the girls like Donald J. Trump don't think for 1 minute that they like him. Now, moving right along, Brian Kemp wants Clyde out. He'll put this guy in. Now, Brian Kemp has picked the 10th district. Now, for those this is why it gets under my skin. They will attack me. They will attack you and tell you, oh, we're not supposed to. We frown on primarying an incumbent. But Andrew Clyde, the Republican Party, you don't hear anything. No. You don't hear anyone frowning on this. I don't have a problem with anyone running for office. I don't have a problem with you primarying a sitting member of any seat. I have no problem with that. I don't care how many primary challengers they have. Just the fact that this one is backed by Brian Kemp. But over in the 10th district, the slate is clean. The slate is clean over in the 10th district for Houston Gaines, right? Totally clean over in the 10th district. Do I have a phone ringing? I sure do. I didn't know there was a phone back there. I'm sorry about that. It'll go away soon. I didn't realize there was a phone in this room. But over in the 10th district, the slate's clean. It's an open seat. Houston Gaines has no one running against him because that's the way Brian Kemp wants it, right? Bottom line. So, just bringing that up. Now, while we have Brian Kemp candidates, because we got to get to what happened last night and what's going on in the Georgia Republican Party, we're going to get there. But I'm going to give Mike Collins some airtime. And I'll tell you why. I don't dislike Mike Collins, the congressman from the 10th district running for the Senate. I actually wish he would separate himself from Brandon Phillips. I really do. I wish he would separate himself from Brandon Phillips. But that being said, yesterday, because of the government shutdown, and John Ossoff will not vote to reopen the government. This is a joke, but here, give me number 59. Derek Dooley puts this island of misfit toys together. That's exactly what this, right? This is an island of misfit toys he puts together. He goes down to John Ossoff's office, and Derek Dooley is fast learning. Well, this was a different story about the Bulldogs, but he goes down there yesterday, and who does he have with him? The newest member of Brian Kemp's family, Debbie Dooley. I want to be clear. I don't want to mess up her name. This is the newest member of Brian Kemp's family, Debbie Dooley. It's unreal. Now, they call the AJC, and Greg Bluestein runs out there to take pictures and cover it. In fact, I think I have right here another one. We'll see if I have it here. Give me just 1 minute. And we've got to talk about a little bit about Vernon Jones getting into the race. Give me number 38. Right here is 38. And Republicans see shutdown fight as a test for Ossoff's 2026 playbook. Mike Collins didn't get any airtime. No, none whatsoever. But Derek Dooley with his attack dog there, Debbie Dushitz. Now, I do not know. Give me number 39. Georgians are suffering. They're suffering. Right? Supporters of Republican Derek Dooley, who are running for U.S. Senate, hold signs at a Dooley event outside incumbent Derek John Ossoff's office in Atlanta Monday, ratcheting pressure on the government shutdown. An island of misfit toys go down there. They call AJC, right? Derek Dooley calls AJC. Brian Kemp, I don't know. But they run right down there, make a big deal out of this. Mike Collins goes down there, and he gets nothing. So let's go ahead, give me the Dooley video, and watch for the newest member of Brian Kemp's team, the new Brian Kemp supporter. See if you can pick out the suffering Georgian. Video 12.
Why are we bringing this up at the 11th hour and holding the government hostage to get what we want? Why are we doing it that way? That's not how government should work. We knew these things were expiring in 3 years, and we knew it was going to affect our people. And it ticks me off that this is how we do business. I mean, it drives me nuts. This is what's motivating me to run, because I'm sick of it. We should have all anticipated, hey, these things are coming up. It's going to be an issue. What do we need to do to solve it? Why are we sitting here shutting down the government to get our way? It's like a kid. I'm not getting my way, so I'm going to take my ball and go home. And if you don't let me get my way, then I'll give you my ball back and we'll go play. It's ridiculous. And that's exactly the problem with D.C.
That's a problem. Now they get him a podium down there. They get it all set up. They got him a mic all set up. They got the suffering Dooley. That's who she is now. She's suffering. Can I get that graphic? Suffering Dooley. Poor little Debbie is suffering. Can we get the picture? Give me this one here. Can we get this on a graphic? Someone out there, right? Number 13. You can find this. Look. I'm going to give it. There it is. Poor little Debbie. Poor little Debbie suffering. While she's just suffering through this shutdown. Let me tell you why Debbie's suffering, in my opinion, because God knows Debbie will gather everything. Debbie's suffering because I don't know. Maybe the cash card's gone dry. I don't know. Maybe it has. Maybe the fact that Brant Frost and family and the rest of them, I mean, I don't know, maybe that has nothing to do with Debbie Dooley, but poor little Debbie suffering. Poor little Debbie. It's the saddest damn thing I've ever seen. Just brings tears to my eyes. Can I get the graphic? Poor little Debbie. Go ahead. Get off of that. Now, take that down. Hey, I got to get past that. I got work to do. So Dooley, he gets covered, everything, right? Mike Collins? No. Now, Mike Collins, well, wait for the next polling data, but I'm going to give Mike the same airtime. Give me video 2, Mike Collins.
Hey, this is Congressman Mike Collins, and I'm here outside of Senator Ossoff's office. For 13 days now, John Ossoff has sided with the California crazies and the New York nut jobs to keep our government shut down. That's why I am delivering him his pink slip. You know, from the House side, we voted to fund the government. And all John has to do is the same in the Senate. But instead, he'd rather side with the radical far left and hold his constituents hostage. You see, the military and their families out there, they were on the verge of missing a paycheck. until President Trump intervened. Our farmers, they need federal aid. They can't go to the bank and get loans. The uncertainty out there is going to plunge this economy. And at the end of the day, workers and businesses are going to pay the price for it. And for what? Because John Ossoff wants illegal immigrants to have health care paid for by hardworking Georgians. He wants to add $1.5 trillion to the national debt. He wants to send almost $500 million overseas for climate projects. Y'all, it just doesn't make sense. It certainly doesn't make it safer or more affordable for Georgians. But then again, John Ossoff doesn't represent the average Georgian out there. No, he's bought and paid for by the California crazies and the New York nut jobs. Well, enough is enough. John, here's your termination notice. It's effective November 2026. In the meantime, stop playing games. Pass a clean funding bill. Actually, act like a statesman for Georgia, not some errand boy for Schumer.
Okay, so let me just say this. I wanted to give him that airtime. Look right at the camera. I'm not supporting. I'm not supporting Mike Collins. When I say that, I'm not coming out and endorsing this guy for any race. I'm not for sure who will continue to get in the Senate race. There's other candidates out there, but let me move on from that. I mean, Reagan Box is in there. Brigadier General John McCullum is in there. I mean, these guys are the ones with the money, and they're jockeying for position at the top. But the reason I played Mike Collins, I can understand that. And here's the only thing I want to say on Derek Dooley, all right? That was a ragtag bunch. Island of Misfit Toys. That was the weirdest group I've ever seen put together. Now, when Derek Dooley started running, I asked myself, I said, self, I wonder if he will run the same campaign that Kelly Loeffler ran, right? And I'll explain that. So last night I got a call from South Georgia. I always love when I throw something out and everybody's wondering who this is. It's not someone you can guess. I have to tell you, no matter what you say right now, I will bet you will not guess who this is. So I get a call from South Georgia last night that was telling me that Derek Dooley was at this event, some farm down there, some farm event in the middle of nowhere, and you can't get close to him. That he was tied to the hip with Kemp the entire time, tied to the hip, which meant he had all kinds of security around him, that he never left Kemp's side. Now, if you ever see Brian Kemp, you're not going to get close to the governor. It's understandable security. That is understandable. But you're not going to get close to Brian Kemp without security looking you up and down. And, Kemp gives them the green light. So let me tell you, Rabun County, I want to look at this camera. I want to ask you a question. Can you give me one, and I mean one, Republican Party breakfast Saturday morning event that Derek Dooley has attended outside of Rabun County? One. And if so, how well protected? Can you give me the breakdown of how well protected was the event for him? Meaning, did he just come in, do his 3 or 4 minutes and leave? Did he work the room? Because what happened yesterday downtown, podium, sign, his little island of misfit toys, poor little Debbie, poor little thing, the newest member of the Brian Kemp family. There's Marty and the girls, and then there's Debbie. It's like a TV show, right? Marty and the girls, and then there's Debbie. I should have never done that. It won't happen again, okay? Mom, Dad, who is Debbie? Well, now, we don't make fun of her. We don't make fun of her. Let's be nice. Well, why is little Debbie here? Well, she's suffering. She's just a poor little thing, and we're trying to help her. Okay. There you go. I can try to get back to the ground here. So that being said, moving right along, I want you to know Mike Collins, he's going to every GOP that the doors are open, every one. Right? He is not running away from a single county Republican Party. He's going to every one that the doors are open. He's going to every event. And he's shaking hands. I will have to say, I've been to 3 events now that Mike Collins is there, and he has spoke to me. That's not a big deal. I want to know what he's going to do as my next senator, if he is my next senator, but he spoke to me. Now, I just want to put this out and get away from it. There's 2 things here I want to show you. Number 10 and number 11. Now, I was there when this happened. All right. Marjorie Taylor Greene's voters are sticking with her through her political evolution. Interesting. And then number 11. I was wrong about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, was not able to show the polling numbers she needed to run a statewide race. All right. Now, for those of you that you get upset when these kind of comments, the Georgia Republicans have about 3 or 4 different lanes, and they just do, okay? There's the Republicans over in Buckhead. There's the Buckhead Republicans, right? And then there's their country cousins down in the 2nd District. That was for you out there, right? So you got your country cousins. You got your northern hillbilly cousins, right, in the mountains. Oh, people getting mad as can be. Got your swamp creatures down there by the Georgia swamp. And then you've got your Buckhead Republicans. You've got Charles and Phoebe over in Brookhaven. So anyhow, that being said, how many times do I say that? That's my thing to get me to move along and not get stuck on silly little things. Republicans have about 3 different lanes they run in Georgia, and it's called "Can you get elected?" Now, this has happened over a period of time. It's not your fault. It is the fault of the Republicans that have control down in Georgia. They have done this over a period of time. We've got to fix this. But until this is repaired, you got to appeal to this group, and this group, and then you have to appeal to the independents. Because don't forget, in Georgia, we have open primaries. Our Georgia Republicans, Josh McCoon and Dennis Jackass Futch. I mean, you can't even mention his name. We want him completely gone, and we want to push him back in his little mole hole where he used to exist, and he doesn't need to come out anymore. Because instead of them coming out and fighting the battles with us, right? They get upset if they hear you say, we're fighting battles. But we are. We should have closed primaries, right? We should no longer have Dominion voting machines. But they don't come out and fight battles with us. The people that fight battles, they claim they got to get rid of us, and we are the ones hurting them from winning an election. So in Georgia, you got to appeal to this lane, you got to appeal to Charles and Phoebe and Buckhead, and you've got to appeal to independents, right? And one or two Democrats maybe. So there is I can get on the ballot for the general election, and then can I get elected statewide? Marjorie was not able to show Trump she could get elected statewide. Give me number 15. And I'm going to get through this, all right? But, well, I never saw this coming. After being underestimated, all right, let's see, Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene has emerged as a singular Republican voice in Washington, willing to speak truth to power. Her own party, her own politics be damned. This includes her longtime ally and mentor, Donald J. Trump, the entire White House staff, and Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Collins. So she was not able to win a statewide race, and now she has so many people upset on this side, she may be able to win a statewide race. All jokes aside, Patricia Murphy said, I was wrong about Marjorie Taylor Greene. The AJC is doing everything to pull her in. So don't get caught off guard if she doesn't run for office. Now, I just want to throw this out here so I can get to... and I shouldn't say this. And that's why I'm going to say it. It's because I shouldn't. Give me number, where's he at here? I had him here yesterday. I was going to talk about the mayor's race in Sandy Springs, but Marjorie Taylor Greene. Where's that one at? Here it is. Give me number 40. So Vernon Jones is running for Secretary of State. So I want to ask you a question, and I want to put this out here, and I want you to start thinking about this. I want you to think about this, okay? Now, Vernon Jones, number 40, longtime Democrat, switched to Republican, campaigned for Donald Trump as a Democrat, switched to Republican, ran for governor, was running for governor of Georgia until Donald Trump told him, hey, I got the polling data, you can't win. Why don't you go up to the 10th district and run there? So he gets out of the governor's race, he goes up and he runs for Congress in the 10th district, and he gets President Trump's endorsement when he was a candidate in the 10th district for Congress, but he loses there to Mike Collins. So that being said, now, Kelvin King, now wait a minute, I'm going to explain this later on, but I want to leave it hanging out there like a matzo ball. I know the area that Vernon Jones did very well when he was out prematurely campaigning for governor before he got out of that race. I know where he was starting to trend a little, pick up some support. I went to a meeting one morning to see what the response would be in Union County. Ready? Put it right out there. Union County, up in Blairsville, Georgia. And Vernon was up there. He was up there, and he had about... Now, why is this important? I'll tell you down the road. This is where people get angry. I tell people all the time, the reason they can't analyze politics is because they don't go to the ground and come up with the truth and start here. Because what I'm about to say is the bottom line. So I watch Vernon up there. I'm up there in Union County. I go up there one Saturday morning because I want to say, all right, who's going to show up? Who's going to show up for this guy? There's Vernon Jones and about 150 white people. Yeah. About 150 white people up there in Union County, Georgia. I will expand later. Now, so Kelvin King gets in the race with his wife, Janelle. They're in the race. And Kelvin does well in North Georgia. So this is where I'm not allowed to say this. So you need to tune out now if you're easily offended. But I'm not saying it to offend anybody. I'm not. So Kelvin King is in the race. Is Vernon the other brother? Is he the other brother? Yeah. Is Vernon the other brother in the race? Just saying. That's why you can't analyze politics. You don't go for real. And I do. I go for real. I pay attention to it. I'm coming with the truth. Now, that being said, we now have Tim Fleming in the race. Tim Fleming has been endorsed by John Burns, endorsed by 70 members of the House. Tim Fleming is chairing the blue ribbon panel on election, integrity all across the state. Then we have Gabriel Sterling, which we won't spend no time on. We have Kelvin King, and now we have the other brother, Vernon Jones. Damn, that's going to be interesting. Wonder where Vernon will take votes. It's interesting. Just saying. I'm putting it out there. Now, what else do I have before I go? Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. So, last night, now, give me this one here. So we had a convention, the Georgia Republican Party convention, all right? And I want to deal with this, and we'll go further into it. And please send me every question. Now, if you are out there, number one, give me number 22. So in transparency, I am on the list of people that denied my credit card charges, if that's the word you want to use. And they want to ban me for life, and they want to ban me, all right? They want to ban David Cross, with the Georgia Republican Party leading the way is Dennis Futch. We'll get to that in a minute. So they were charged back about $6,000, and I have the tape here. I never came on here and said, you need to do it. I never said that. I never instructed you to do it. Never. I shared with you people were doing it. People were putting on social media they were doing it. But I never gave a direction. And the reason I say that is everybody, you make your own decision. And I can give you my decision, all right? So don't let them, if they're trying to put fear in you, because here's what I heard happen last night. And I want to be clear. I never want to break. There's going to be so much noise. I want to break through it and make sure exactly what happened is what I bring to you. But they had a state committee meeting last night, and they want to ban David Cross because how dare you question or challenge? So number one, the election, after it was over, in the Georgia Republican Party at the convention, David Cross challenged it to the RNC. Well, I'll look you right in the eye. You never, how dare you do anything against Josh but say yes, and that's it. That's it. That's all you do. You say yes. If you question, if you challenge, you go on an enemies list. Now, he can get mad. I think you should send this segment to Josh McCoon. You go on an enemies list. You immediately become the enemy. If you're a district chair out there, I mean, Dennis Fudge attacked. It was very well written. I'm not going to put it out here because I don't know that I don't know that I'm not disrespecting David Oles, and I would never do that. He's an amazing man. He is a brilliant Harvard attorney. Oh, Dennis Fudge, you dumbass, do you not realize David Oles is a Harvard attorney that actually made it out okay? All right, he made it out. I've often asked him, I want to know how he made it out as a conservative. But yeah, Dennis, he's not an idiot. So you writing, Dennis Fudge had the nerve to write an email calling for David Oles, the 11th district chair, to resign. Now, Dennis is a big problem. We're going to get to that in a minute. And I'm going to look you in the eye. You know who you are. You get your ass away from Dennis Fudge or I'm through with you. You understand? One more time, you know who you are. You get your ass away from Dennis Fudge, or I have nothing else to do with you. Let's be clear. I just had to stress that to a certain individual. That was a direct shout out, but you know I love you. Now, moving on. So, Josh, if you do anything, you're not allowed to. I'm here to tell you, I can prove it. You're just not allowed to. As a district chair, you're not allowed to do anything. As a state officer, no matter what it is, you're on the enemies list. And the people out there know that. And they know if they go into a state committee meeting and they speak up, they go on the enemies list. And Josh McCoon has a little team out there. He does. He has him a nice little team that they go out and mission is to destroy you. Period. Now, David Cross ran for chairman. David Cross challenged the convention. I don't blame David Cross for challenging the convention. It was his decision to do it. He did it. But because he challenged the convention, he needs to be banned for life. Right? Oh, also, he is an election denier. Just let you know that. You know, we don't defend, or Georgia Republican Party, Inc. does not defend us election deniers. They slowly, quietly get rid of us. And that's the attempt. Under the guise they're working every day to bring elections. Anyhow, moving on. So, if you denied your credit card charges, do not let them put you in fear. Do not have fear of them. Now, I hear the resolutions were tabled. But again, I'm not going to say quote. And then I heard they're going to review them in 30 days. All right? So I'm going to get that detail right down. I'm going to get those facts. And I got a couple people that I trust that I'll talk to today. Did this happen? What will happen? Chargeback. Now, if you order something tangible, this microphone, and this microphone comes in and it's sitting right here. Now, if it does not work, you return the microphone for a refund. But if you keep the microphone and it comes here and you keep the microphone and you lie and it's fraudulent and you deny the charge on the microphone, right? If you deny, that's fraud. That's theft. Dennis, you may need to listen up because your dumb ass don't know the difference in what we're talking about, because Dennis continues to put out that it's theft. I didn't steal anything from anyone, Dennis. I didn't, right? And I'm not involved in $140 million or my mommy, daddy, brother, sister, possible, whatever is involved in $140 million Ponzi scheme where, wait a minute, Diane, give me this one here. Take that down. Take that down. Give me this one right here. Number 20. We need to remind you, okay? So I'm not, this is fraud, Dennis the dumbass. This is fraud. You got it? Right? This is fraud. I know you're going to attack me. I know you're going to call me names, right? I get that. Well, go ahead. Call me names. I call you a dumbass. You can call me whatever you want. Georgia seniors lose life savings. Remember that, Dennis? Okay. Now, let's get back to the credit card. When you have a convention, you got it? The word participate. The word participate. You got it? Participate. Now, I will tell you this. I would have never walked up and I would have never taken those credentials, because for you long timers, you know who you are, that you go back, way back, because you know who you are. We've had conversations, right? You have conversations. And Dennis doesn't want anyone or Josh McCoon to be called to say, was that, do you want everybody at that convention to answer, was that convention unusual? Because you don't want that. Because I would have never walked up and I'm going to talk for myself, nobody else. I would have never walked up and took the credentials to that convention out of anyone's hands and went into that room sitting down to vote for my state officers, to debate an agenda, to debate resolutions, to hear a Georgia Republican Party, Inc. Nominating committee make recommendations. I would have never taken the chair if I'd have thought for 1 minute that the nominating committee would get up there and all of them stand behind one person, Katie Frost, while Katie Frost publicly, personally attacked the character of nominees that I had to choose to vote from. I would have never done that. And the people standing behind her. And I would have never done that knowing that the chairman, Josh McCoon, who served with Mike Crane in the Georgia State Senate, would have picked Mike Crane to chair that convention. See, when I get those credentials, they didn't tell me the chair of the convention. And they didn't tell me that Mike Crane was going to chair the convention. And at that time, Mike Crane was known to Katie Frost, right, as Uncle Mike, right, to Brant Frost as Uncle Mike, to Krista Frost standing on the stage, the mother of one of the best family friends they have, to someone that they gave a lot of money to run for the 3rd District of Congress. No, I would have never sat there. And then I would have never been there as Mike Crane, right, chaired the convention and ignored everyone at the microphone that were trying to amend the agenda that is actually participation. Hey, Dennis, your ass needs to listen. It's called participation. I'd have never done it, Dennis. No, I wouldn't have done it. You see, I would have never let that big old big old elephant size of a boy that was standing next to me that kept elbowing me like I was at a damn roller derby, right? Kept elbowing me, telling me it was his microphone. When I kept saying, I've been to conventions for years and years and years, and unless you're addressing something on the agenda, you have to leave the microphone open by the rules, right? You see, Dennis, I'd have never done that. I'd have never done it. So you can call me theft. You can lie. You can continue to deceive people on how well that convention was run. But you know what? You didn't allow the delegates to participate. And that's all it took. So if you want to ban us, I'm not for sure how we would recognize you ban us. You go right ahead. You do whatever you think you got to do, because it's going to backfire on you. Now, that being said, God forbid you say anything about a frost. So it's 11:01. Give me number 4. Keep in mind, this guy right here invented the Georgia Rural Task Force. He invented it. He created it. And Josh said, okay. So this is not really a thing. You got it? It's not really a thing out there. Dennis has no control over your rural counties, and there's really no such thing as a rural task force. It's just something that he feels good about himself, right? Number 3. This is Dennis the Menace. Number 1. Dennis Futch must go. He must go. Right? That's it. Boss hog Dennis Futch must go. He must be out. We do not want Dennis Futch. We want him to go back and crawl in his mole hole, stay there, shut up, all right? You condescending jackass, you. Because you don't own us, and we don't owe you a damn thing. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Have a nice afternoon.